Will Diego Lopes become the new UFC featherweight champion, or will Alexander Volkanovski get his belt back? See who fighters are picking in the latest edition of MMA Pros Pick.
Yeah, these are some good fights coming up. Let's go with probably Volk will win that one. But I definitely think Lopes has a really good chance. I think Volk needs to wrestle Lopes if he wants to win, because, not that Volk's a bad striker or anything, but I think that Lopes is a very good, dangerous striker.
Lopes is dynamic. He's super, super dynamic. He has the ability to go out and get a win over just about anybody. So it's hard to count against that. But Volk, I probably lean a little bit closer, more towards Volk, just because we've seen the ability. It's just the ability. Certain things that I've seen will be a problem for anybody. And if you haven't really been on point and fought against guys that are at that level, like that. Don't be wrong. Diego has shown that he's completely 100% dynamic. He's capable of a lot of great things. But the adjustments that Volk has been able to make, and then the puzzles that he's been able to present throughout his career, I believe will kind of make me lean towards that.
I like Volkanovski, so I'm gonna, hold fingers for him.
Heart says Volkanovski, but you know what I mean? This is a young dude, and like he got his title shot out of nowhere, so like he might be coming out for blood. But I'm gonna roll with Alexander.
That's another hard one too. It's like we don't know what Volk's chin's looking like after the Islam knockout and the Topuria knockout. But it seems like he's doing the right thing, taking some time off. Lopes is just such an unknown, and I want to see Lopes get the win, but I think it's going to be hard against Volk. I think Volk's going to do it.
Man, I think that's a huge fight, and I think that Diego's so tough and so dangerous. I've said this, he's got an energy about him. He just believes in himself, and I mean, he's looked like he's gotten a little bit sloppy at times, and then I saw the Ortega fight. He had cleaned up his boxing. He was really slick and really patient. Like, he's a beast on the ground. Then you got Volk, the man, one of the legends of the sport, such a smart and incredible fight IQ. Him and Joe Lopes put together very smart game plans, really study and break down their opponents, and I'm sure they're going to be looking for all those weaknesses. So can Diego shore up his defensive liabilities and really be smart? He's a horse, a lot of horsepower to deal with on the floor or standing. And what is Volk going to do? How is his body holding up? How is his chin feeling? I think that Volk is, I don't think you can discount Volk at all. I think that he's very viable, and we have to really see how this one goes as far as the physicality goes between the two of them. But Volk was doing good against Ilya too. I mean, he's very smart, and if he can get in his rhythm, it's going to be interesting.
Man, I got Diego Lopes on that fight. I like what he's been doing. He hasn't said no to no opponent. He's been saying yes, and he's staying consistent. You can see that he's been just busy and putting out people that have names, and he said no. I mean, he said yes to a very short notice fight against Dan Ige. Like, man, that, like, a guy like that, they deserve fights like that, and he obviously got the right window at this time, and he's fighting a Volk, a very, probably, a whole new Volk, because he's like on a losing streak, or, he takes out Volk and probably tries to retire him,
I think Volk wins it. I think when he fought Islam and Ilya, I think they were bad timing. Not taking credit away from Ilya. I think he's one of my favorite fighters. But I think that whole timeline thing kind of messed things up, and people are really counting out. It's crazy because like sometimes you lose 2 fights and people are like, "Damn, he's washed up. He's done. Mm-hmm. But I have Volk. I think Volk's very experienced, very tough, and I think he pushes the gas towards the end of the rounds, like the later rounds, and he's very durable. The people he's lost to are like one of the hardest hitting fighters in the planet.
Again, I think this is a case, of youth versus vet, and Diego's riding a huge wave of momentum. I think Diego will get it done. He's a big dude at 145. He hits hard. he can grapple very well, kind of eliminate the threat of the wrestling from Volk because he has such an active guard that I feel like he'll be able to get back to his feet if he does get taken down. Volk's a beast. You can never count him out, but he is getting older. There's a reason that I forget the stat, but it's like some crazy stat that if you're over 35, you have never won a belt at 145 or something like that, or lower, or 155 or lower. So I think there's a reason for that, and I think Diego gets it done.
I'd still go with Volkanovski. Like Diego Lopes is good, but it's hard to bet against Volk. We'll see in this one if he's really I guess quote unquote past his prime, but I think he still gets it done.
Volkanovski.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say Volkanovski, yeah, man.
That one's a tougher one, but I think Volk gets it out. Volk's a veteran. He's been there time and time again, and he's so fucking good. But I'm almost so biased because Volk's like always the shorter, smaller guy in a lot of his matchups, so I take a lot of my stuff from Volk, so I love him. But Lopes is dangerous, so I think if Volk still has his chin, I think it goes Volk's way.
And I'm gonna go with Diego. I think he has the momentum, and he has everything, all the tools to win. Heavy hands, good ground game, and it's not a good moment for Volkanovski. There's the age too, and I'm gonna go with Diego.
Oh, that's a tough one. I have Volkanovski. I have Volkanovski in that one. I think in the later rounds, if he doesn't get clipped or anything, I have him winning probably at the later stages of that fight and probably a decision.
I think Diego is in the best position right now, so confidence, great shape. I think in his moment, to shine. And I know Volk is very, very, very tough opponent, for sure. It's like he fought the best guys in this division. But I think Diego's in his prime, And I trained with Diego a couple times. I think last Saturday we have some session. We training together, and he looks so good, so strong and big for this division, And Diego have like strong hands and very good jiu-jitsu. It doesn't matter on bottom, on top. He has a very good jiu-jitsu.
Oh, I'm really pulling for Diego. I love Diego. I've trained with him a few times. I think he's a dog. I think he's not the best MMA jiu-jitsu in the game. We'll see with the proper amount of rest what kind of Volk shows up. Man, that one's kind of a coin flip. Lopes.
Great fight. Man. So Diego has problems usually after that second round. He slows down. Volkanovski, in fights like that, he picks up. Now, this also comes to the degree, is Diego going to be able to touch the chin of Volkanovski in that pack? I don't know. And we're also seeing an Alex Volkanovski with a full camp right now. So, and he's taking some time off since last year, since Taporia. I'm going to lean Volkanovski. I'm going to go Volkanovski on this one.